Coming up next, a statewide teacher strike leaves thousands of university students with no teachers in class. We'll take you to one campus to see the effects.
And the Mike McQueary lawsuit trial continues with a testimony from Penn State's former president. The Centre County Report starts now.
We begin with serious flash flooding that hit parts of central Pennsylvania. This video is of flooded Atherton Street in State College last night, but some places got more than 7 inches of rain overnight. Milesburg and Howard were hard hit, and there are reports of dozens of people rescued earlier today, including all residents of Eagle Valley Personal Care Home in Milesburg. The Red Cross is using Bald Eagle High School as a shelter. Good afternoon, I'm Rasha Guerrier.
And I'm Maria Dettinger. County commissioners have declared a disaster of emergency in Centre County. Weather anchor Hunter Williams is here with more. Hunter?
Well, guys, we're continuing to watch widespread rainfall across the state. Here's what the radar looks like right now, and you can see, especially over western Pennsylvania, lots of rainfall out there. Now, this continues to move eastward across the state as we progress throughout the rest of this afternoon. The good news, though, if there is any, is that the heaviest of the rainfall should be through with. But again, we have already seen very heavy rain across parts of central Pennsylvania, so this rainfall will only add to our flooding concerns. And one of the locations that we're very concerned about right now is Milesburg, where some very heavy flooding occurred last night. We have reporter Olivia Hogan standing by in Milesburg right now. Olivia, what's the latest?
Thanks, Hunter. We're here seeing the results of nearly 7 inches of rainfall in Milesburg. Centre County has been under a flash flood warning since yesterday. And this flooding has caused some serious issues throughout the county, especially here in Milesburg, where over 100 residents have been evacuated and are seeking shelter at Bald Eagle Area High School. We talked to a resident who lives right here in this neighborhood who said this is the worst flooding he's seen in over 30 years. Now, right behind me, you can see that there's a car that's been submerged in water, and we haven't heard from the owner of this car, but it seems like they're going to have some trouble starting that soon. We also hear in front of this house have a huge flooded puddle, and his neighbor said that he's probably still inside holding down the fort, so we'll look to hear from him soon. But last night there was a nursing home right here who this man said he watched residents get evacuated, and even in a local McDonald's, residents were trapped and flooding was reaching the doors. Now, the Centre County commissioners have declared a disaster emergency, and flash flood warnings are continuing across central Pennsylvania. Here in Milesburg, I'm Olivia Hogan. Back to you.
Thanks, Olivia. Those were some incredible images. We're hoping for the best for all those people. It's day 3 of a statewide strike by faculty and coaches at more than a dozen universities. The walkout has left thousands of students with no teachers in class. We went to Lock Haven University to see what's going on.
A strike by faculty at 14 universities is affecting more than 100,000 students across Pennsylvania, right in the middle of the fall semester, including here at Lock Haven.
It's been confusing. I don't really know what to do, because there's nothing you can do about it. And I don't think it's really fair to the students, because we're here to get our education, and for our professors not to show up because they want something else. It's just not fair.
Professors are on strike for the first time in the PA state system of higher education's 34-year history. Administrators are telling students to stay at school and go to class, unless their college tells them otherwise. But students say many classrooms are empty. Contract issues include salary, benefits, education quality, and healthcare costs. After over a year, contract negotiations still haven't been reached, and this has faculty stepping out of the classroom and taking the streets. Governor Tom Wolf says this strike will have far-reaching effects, and he's disappointed in both sides. But those who walked off the job say the strike is worth it to reach a new deal.
Well, we just need to have a contract. It's as simple as that. When there's a contract, then we can get back to doing what we do, which is working with students.
The Pennsylvania system is one of the nation's largest public university systems. There are no formal negotiating talks scheduled. In Lock Haven, I'm Olivia Hogan for the Centre County Report.
The union represents more than 5,000 faculty and coaches in colleges including Bloomsburg, Mansfield, Indiana, and Clarion. Penn State is not affected by the strike.
The Mike McCreary defamation lawsuit trial against Penn State University continues this afternoon in Bellefonte, with McCreary himself on the witness stands. Before him, the most prominent testimony so far has been the former university president. Alex Blankman reports.
Mike McCreary said nothing after we asked him to comment on his whistleblower and defamation lawsuit going on in Bellefonte.
Mr. McCreary, care to comment on the trial?
He is currently suing Penn State for $4 million, claiming the university wrongly dismissed him after the Jerry Sandusky scandal broke. One of the key figures in the scandal testified yesterday. Former Penn State President Graham Spanier called charges against the two other top administrators, quote, unbelievable injustice. He also said he developed a deep trust in Tim Curley and Gary Schultz after working with them for years. Part of McCreary's lawsuit claims Spanier's statement of support for Curley and Schultz made it look like McCreary was a liar. And Penn State's former general counsel testified that several days before they were charged, Spanier let the men's defense lawyers review and suggest changes to the statement he later issued that voiced his full support for them. The trial continues today and is expected to last into next week. In Bellefonte, I'm Alex Blankman for the Center County Report.
On the witness stand this morning, Mike McCreary again told the story of his encounter with Sandusky and a boy in the shower, and that he's told others what he saw. Jerry Sandusky is expected back in court November 4th for a hearing as he tries to get a new trial. Sandusky hopes to have his child sex abuse conviction thrown out and a new trial ordered. He claims his legal representation was ineffective. The judge has sent a new hearing to hear testimony from a man who says he was victim number 2, the person Mike McCreary saw in the shower with Sandusky.
A Bellefonte man is facing 10 to 20 years in prison after a judge labeled him as a sexually violent predator. 28-year-old Michael McCool was sentenced here in Center County. Spring Township police say he started inappropriate communications with a 12-year-old on Facebook, and he sent graphic images. They also found child pornography on McCool's cell phone.
Election Day is just 2.5 weeks away, and Hillary Clinton's running mate is in State College today. Democrat and vice presidential nominee Senator Tim Kaine will visit Penn State this afternoon. He'll be at the hub at 2:30 for a campaign stop. A news release says Kaine will talk about and Clinton's shared vision for America. Doors open at 12:30 for the event this afternoon.
Meanwhile, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump will be in Pennsylvania this afternoon. He's holding a 4 p.m. rally in Johnstown at the Cambria County War Memorial Arena. The rally comes just 2 days after the final Trump-Clinton debate. Reporter Leslie Salazar attended local watch parties and gives us a closer look.
The Center County Republican and Democratic parties were among the 71 million voters who watched the final presidential debate. Letterman's Grill and Pub in State College hosted the Democrats, while the Village at Penn State hosted the Republicans. Neither watch party had a large turnout, but people at both were eager to hear from the candidates.
But I wanted to talk about the issues. I wanted to talk about Benghazi, the Russian reset, the Middle East on fire.
It would be nice if instead of slinging mud at each other, they actually talked about concrete ideas for things to improve in the United States.
But similar to the last two debates, there was plenty of mudslinging.
He goes around with crocodile tears about how terrible it is.
You talk, but you don't get anything done.
Insults flooded the candidates' rhetoric.
Such a nasty woman.
When I was in the Situation Room monitoring the raid that brought Osama bin Laden to justice, he was hosting the Celebrity Apprentice.
But viewers at the watch parties weren't completely disappointed.
It's a real show. It's entertainment. I don't watch a lot of television. This is good television.
Voters only have over just 2 weeks left to decide who they want to see in the Oval Office. This election season has dragged on, and many say they're ready for it to be over.
It seems like it's been going on for a long time, so I'm glad I think it's probably only 3 weeks away at this point. I'm glad it's getting close.
In State College, I'm Leslie Salazar for the Center County Report.
We'll bring you live updates and results on election night, November 8th, on WPSU TV across central Pennsylvania. Also on our ComMedia TV campus channel and on our Center County Report Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram feeds.
Pennsylvania may be heading towards a showdown over gun laws. The state Senate passed a bill this week that would make it easier for gun owners and groups like the NRA to challenge city gun laws in court. Governor Tom Wolf opposes the bill and says the state should not take away a city's right to pass its own gun ordinance. The House would still have to approve the proposal.
Now, the governor has also announced a $40 million in road projects across Pennsylvania, including one in State College. The borough will get $100,000 to build a pedestrian island at the Park Avenue and McKee Street intersection. The goal is to make it safer for pedestrians and cyclists to cross and to help sight-impaired people. PennDOT reviewed more than 250 applications for projects worth more than $280 million.
Coming up, we'll have more on the weather, including the outlook for tomorrow's big football game at Penn State.
Plus, some unsung heroes helping the Nittany Lion basketball team. And one local family's month-long Halloween decorating project came to a sad end. But they're not letting what happened ruin their fun.
Starting in the 2016-2017 school year, Penn State Residential Dining will institute a new raise and professional development program. Every semester, student employees will have two opportunities to earn a raise. The first is a 50-cent increase, and the second is a 25-cent increase. These raises will occur on October 1st and December 1st in the fall, and February 1st and April 1st in the spring. The only requirement is that the student is employed at the dining commons prior to the raise date. All levels of employees are all eligible for this new program.
So, can I see you again?
I'm free on Black Forest Ham Day.
There's a Subway 350 sub of the day to help you remember life's important days.
We got married in June.
On Tuna Day.
Every day a different 350 6-inch sub. Every day of the week. Every sub contains no artificial flavors. At just $3.50, it's a great sub at a great price.
Her name is Terry.
She was born on Sweet
Onion Chicken Teriyaki Day.
The 350 sub of the day. Every day of the week at Subway.
After going all out to decorate for Halloween, one local family came home Sunday night to a sad surprise on their front lawn. Reporters Derek Cooper and Jenna Kaminsky got an inside look at the family's ordeal and how they refused to let it shake their Halloween spirit.
We came home at around 8 o'clock. We noticed the gateway inflatable was down, so my husband and I came out, looked at it. We saw a cut down the side. We assumed it might have been from one of the dogs. And my son and I came outside to go to the store, and when we did, we noticed the 3 other inflatables were down. They were on, but they were down. And I went and got my husband. We got a flashlight. My son picked up the dragon and saw that it was cut the entire length of the belly. Looked at the other ones and saw they all had been cut.
And just somebody hold it like this, and then like,
I was furious because my daughter came outside and my mom came outside.
And I started crying, and my grandma started crying because that one was my grandma's, and her husband gave her that, and he died a year ago.
We duct taped them.
Cut pieces of tape, and then we put the rest of the tape down.
We had to redo some of them a second time.
And then we blow dried the tape on until the color seeped through.
But so far they seem to be holding up pretty good.
Everybody come by and look at our decorations this Halloween.
Despite the vandalism, it hasn't stopped the Jenkins family's Halloween fun as they add to continue more flair to their home.
Well, a good Friday afternoon to everybody out there. It is Hunter Williams in the Weather Center with the latest on your forecast, and we're continuing to watch an ongoing flooding situation across much of central Pennsylvania. This is the latest radar imagery, and you can see all of this rain mostly over western Pennsylvania right now, but this mass continues to push eastward across the state, and that will keep on and off rain showers in the forecast through the rest of this afternoon. Now, the good news, though, if there is any, is that the heaviest rain should have moved through at this point, but we will, again, continue to keep showers in the forecast. Here's the live view out over Beaver Stadium. Of course, tomorrow evening we have the big game at Beaver Stadium, and it looks like we'll be much drier for the game, but some cooler air does usher into the area as we head into the day tomorrow. Temperatures as they stand right now, though, it's 54 in State College, 52 in Clearfield, and I'll go ahead and tell you right now these temperatures aren't going up a whole lot through the rest of this afternoon. In fact, many locations will see these temperatures start to decrease. It's 48 right now in Bradford, 48 as well in Franklin. 54 is the current temperature in Pittsburgh. Now, of course, a whole lot going on this weekend. We'll go ahead and time everything out on future weather. By 5 o'clock, still a good coverage of showers out there, but as a general theme, as we head through the rest of the late afternoon into the evening, the coverage gradually starting to diminish. 11 o'clock, of course, a lot of people heading out this evening with Friday night plans. I think still a good idea to have the rain jacket handy, but most of the rain does start to gradually diminish as we head through the evening hours. But again, tomorrow we'll start to start your day with a good coverage of clouds out there and still the potential for some showers, but I think especially after we get through the early parts of the day, the coverage does start to diminish. It will be chilly though. Here's 6 o'clock. You can see only a slight chance of a shower out there. Most areas will be dry as we head into the evening, but again, it will be chilly. High temperatures only in the upper 40s for tomorrow afternoon, so tailgaters, just a heads up, bring the jacket. Also, probably a safe idea to bring the rain gear along. By 8 o'clock, only a stray shower out there. I think the game looks pretty good as we head through, especially the first half into the second half. I think just the cold temperatures are what we need to be concerned about. Your forecast for the rest of this afternoon, 56 for an afternoon high, periods of rain and north wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Heading into this evening, we'll drop down to around 42 showers, especially early, and northwest wind 10 to 15. So some breezy conditions as we head into this evening. Your 7-day forecast from the Penn State Campus Weather Service, and I think we look a whole lot better by Sunday. We get a little bit more sunshine in the mix, temperatures in the 50s. So after kind of a chilly, soggy weekend, we're looking a little bit better as we head into the beginning of next week.
We've had so much rain in the past 24 hours. It's good to hear that it's going to let up.
That's right.
Yeah, the weather's just been fluctuating so much lately. But now, here's Anna with sports.
Coming up, we look ahead to the biggest home game of the year for Penn State football as the Ohio State Buckeyes come to town. And we'll give you a behind-the-scenes look at a group of people most sports fans don't know about, but their work helps the Penn State basketball team in a big way. I'm Anna Batingala with sports. It's the biggest home football game of the season. Fans are looking forward to the whiteout game tomorrow at Beaver Stadium. It's a primetime showdown against Ohio State and a huge challenge for the Nittany Lions. Penn State is back in Beaver Stadium for the third game in a row tomorrow when the Nittany Lions face Ohio State. Coming off a bye week, Coach James Franklin is hopeful the extra time to rest and prepare will help as his team prepares to play against the #2 team in the country.
This is a challenge. These guys are as talented on at every position as anybody in the country. Their O-line, I think, is really good. Got a veteran quarterback in J.T. Barrett, who's a huge part of their running game, a real big part of their running game. They got talent and speed at wide receiver.
Franklin expects Barrett to be a big factor in the game. In the past 2 games against the Lions, he's rushed for 175 yards.
They use him a lot. It's not like, a quarterback where they may have 1 or 2 design runs or scrambles for him. They use him a lot. I mean, he is a large percentage of their running game in design quarterback runs.
The last time the Buckeyes traveled to Happy Valley, it was under similar conditions, whiteout conditions. Earlier this week, Ohio State head coach Urban Meyer said he wished that Penn State would save the whiteout for a different game. The deafening crowd noise gave the Buckeyes problems in 2014 when they couldn't hear the snap count. It played a critical part in helping Penn State send the game into overtime before ultimately falling 31-24.
This is a very talented team that we got coming in, but I think a whiteout probably exemplifies what makes this place so special. There's not too many places in the country that can fill up a 107,000-seat stadium.
Kickoff is set for just after 8 o'clock tomorrow night. You can listen to the action live on Penn State's Com Radio. Students camping out at Nittanyville this week had to tear down their tents last night because of the heavy rain, wind, and lightning. This week marked the annual week-long campout at Nittanyville. Students set up on Monday to get the best seats in Beaver Stadium for tomorrow's game, but the weather forced them to evacuate. Tents were back up this morning in preparation for the final day of camping. To high school football. Now standing alone at the top of the conference standings, State High is home against conference foe Harrisburg tonight at 7. Central Dauphin East travels to Carlisle. Bellefonte plays Chestnut Ridge at home at 7. Huntington takes on Central High School. Phillipsburg Osceola is at Clearfield at 7 o'clock. Bald Eagle is on the road at Jersey Shore. Penns Valley area is home against Tyrone at 7. Northern Bedford plays host to Mount Union tonight. And finally, St. Joe's travels to LaSalle College tomorrow for a 2 o'clock kick. Penn State hockey hits the road this weekend. Guy Gadowski's squad is in South Bend to take on #3 Notre Dame tonight. The team practiced this week after beating Mercyhurst 7-0 last week on the road, but they've yet to face a top 10 opponent this season. Penn State is 3-1 on the year and split last season's series with the Irish 1-1 at Pagula. They fell in the first matchup, but finished with a 5-3 win in Game 2. Puck drop is at 7:30 tonight and 7:05 tomorrow. The Penn State men's basketball season is right around the corner, and the success of the team depends on more than just the players and coaches. Reporter Mike Gilbert explains.
We're always around, always willing to help out. No job really bothers us. If we have to, do dirty laundry for a couple hours, then we'll do it.
That's senior Nick Higgins.
I'm mic'd up today, so you're gonna hear a lot of me. Be great.
He serves as one of 3 head student managers for the Penn State men's basketball program, along with John Tramer and Justin Oscareggi. These guys, along with the other 14 managers, put in long hours to make sure everything runs smoothly for Pat Chambers, his staff, and the players.
Anything from ordering food to the guys, doing laundry on away trips, trying to help out the coaches in any way we can.
The players and coaches understand the importance of the managers and how their efforts make it much easier for them to focus solely on basketball.
Listen, they just as important as we are. Without them, man.
The greatest gift I think you can give anyone is your time, and these guys do it nonstop.
They're incredibly committed, loyal, and we make sure that we thank them as often as we can, with a dap, with a pat on the back, something.
The managers have become so tight-knit that they live together in a house off campus. And when they are working for the team, they always look to keep things light.
Pre-practice, we'll make up some game, like you got to bounce the ball in from half court, or who can make the most half court shots. And then in the locker room, just whatever we can think of, who can throw a water bottle in the trash can from sitting down.
Let's go! The managers also compete in the Big Ten Student Manager Basketball League, where they face off against other managers, or at least try to.
A lot of opposing Big Ten opponents are also afraid of us. They'll come up with excuses like they have homework or group meetings or whatnot.
And of course, each manager has a personal memory that they can call their favorite.
DJ pulled up in Aaron Craft's face, drains a pull-up with 3 seconds left. So I just hopped over the bench and was running down the court. I went to go give DJ a hug, and I basically gave him half a hug, and he shoved me off. And now it's my Twitter profile picture, me just getting shoved by DJ after we upset them.
These guys love to have fun, goof around, and have a ton of good memories, but it all boils down to working hard with one another to make sure the program runs smoothly.
I'd do whatever these guys needed if they asked me to, so.
In State College for the Center County Report, I'm Mike Gilbert.
Good to see them recognized by the team for their efforts. The first men's basketball game is an exhibition against Lock Haven on November 4th. The Penn State women's volleyball team is on the road this weekend after hosting the 19th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes on Wednesday night at Rec Hall. The Nittany Lions won 3-0 for their 15th straight win of the season. They're ranked 9th in the nation and 1st in the Big Ten. The team heads to Ann Arbor, Michigan to battle the Wolverines tomorrow night. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Anna. If you're looking for something fun to do tonight, we have a suggestion coming up. It's a good way to kick off the big whiteout weekend in Happy Valley. That's next. If you're looking for something fun to do tonight, check out the Rally in the Valley happening from 8 to 10 p.m. at Medler Field. The event will help pump up Penn Staters before tomorrow's whiteout football game, but it also features other sports too, including baseball, basketball, and more. You'll be able to enjoy fireworks, giveaways, and food. The rally is sponsored by the Blue and White Society, the Alumni Association, UPAC, and the State College Spikes.
That's all for today's Center County Report. For more, visit our website, centercountyreport.com.
You can also follow us for breaking news anytime on Twitter at Center County REP and on our Facebook page. Join us for our newscast on Tuesday. Have a good weekend.